man, times are looking tough, yo. The 300 Litecoin I picked up, whew, Litecoin, crypto in general, it is all sinking bad. Pretty much free fall at this point. Uh, Literally every day this weekend, it's had another big ladder down. So that's one thing we're watching for, and of course the red spell still hasn't left. So that red spell is still having a massive effect on everything else. The last few stocks that I'm holding right here at the bottom, from I guess I would say from Apple down, everything from Apple down are all stocks that were basically currently bag holders until it turns green. But the crypto fall is what's actually impacting the overall value of the stock, of my portfolio, I mean. So this is definitely pretty tragic. And again, as we know with crypto, I mean, this is a 25% fall. That's just typical with crypto. That's just shit that happens. You just gotta chill and kick back and relax. So right now, while I have a smaller value left on my account to use, I'll be basically treating it like a smaller account that's trying to grow. Last week ended pretty bad as well because of, and not just bad for me, but like bad in general because of all the quad witching stuff that was happening and all that. So it was pretty bad. And right now, crypto is basically free falling because it seems that it's got a lot to do with China, of course, and their ban on crypto. So it looks like they're actually now fulfilling the ban on crypto and actually getting people to drop out, basically. So last week we had played around with ORPH. I had my last entry into ORPH at a 789 average. So I'm gonna hold this because that's ORPH. We already know this is always flying. ORPH is like the other smaller AMC. If anything, it's always flying after its moment of gaining a massive following. That one day went up 1,000%. Things we're keeping an eye on today. So we've got Gurn we're watching, Torch, ANPC, which we were also watching last week. PTIX, just looking for the same break, and then Geo going to $8 hopefully. So treating this as a smaller account, I'm gonna have things I can play around with and see if I can maybe make it reach $1,000 today from the $8 available. AEI had some really good news too, where they're about to install some. So they work with e-home, electronic home stuff. So they try to do a digital transformation of homes, and they're actually working on installing a bunch of things with Tesla's help. So they're apparently going to be doing some interesting things to houses with the help of Tesla. All morning, pre-market, this has been going up to like 820. Then it kept sinking. I'm excited to see what it does aftermarket. But yeah, pre-market it actually did go all the way to 825 was the highest I saw, and it kept coming down and going back up. So it was doing all that. I was just watching that in bed. I don't really tend to trade much pre-market. I just keep my trading time within the market hours for the most time. And like right now pre-market, but not, you know, a couple people, there are a lot of people actually that trade like at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I find that, you know, I mean, I guess if your living is as a 24-hour professional day trader, then that makes sense. Otherwise, it's way too hectic to be imagining trading any stocks at 5 a.m. Like, when do you sleep? Here we have Garen. So let me see what's actually worth grabbing right now. Did I miss anything? Oh, we need to see Torchlight. So people that have been holding Torchlight, there's a couple people that have been holding Torchlight. They definitely woke up very happy today, right? So it's got a pretty nice jump up to $9 now almost. So that is actually a pretty big break. Not sure how much further it'll go, but on the week, anyone that was just bag holding ended up very plus, mainly because of today. I mean, up to the end of June 18th, it was $6.22, which was, you know, the trailing average it was kind of playing around with. Today it has flown, so I can imagine as soon as the day the day starts, it may go a little above 9, but it'll probably start sinking a little bit after that because everyone's going to try to sell and take their profits as they start their morning. You have to understand that people that are not daily day traders, they don't wake up and look at stuff like we are right now and then just start selling. They usually, you know, wake up, go to work, maybe check their Robinhood at some point, and they don't try selling or buying pre-market, and then they'll try to do it like during lunch or something, depending on how busy they are with their morning anyway. Because a lot of people start work at even 7 or 8 a.m., which is before the 9:30 a.m. market time. So this is definitely going to see a bit of a fall. Not something you want to try grabbing a stake in, unless you're trying to day trade it and just grab it and sell it after it goes up a few cents, because it definitely will go up a few cents, but it'll definitely fall right after that as well. Oh man, still waiting on Regulus to come back up. Definitely need this to happen, and then I can pull this out. This is supposed, I was supposed to see this go to 150, but things have not been working out too well in markets in general. Otherwise, what they do with drugs targeting microRNAs is revolutionary. That their work is amazing, and I've looked at all the clinical articles that they have. Well, not all of them, but a lot of their recent clinical articles that they have, and it's all been very amusing stuff. Let's see. And we have our little list over here of trending stocks. Ali is saying people are talking about a short squeeze on Torch. A short squeeze on Torch. Very possible. I mean, it's got all the hype, so it could see a short squeeze. Asana was interesting. I was looking at this earlier too as I was waking up. Asana, I mean, I haven't heard anyone talking about it, but over the week and even over the month and even over the 3-month period, it's been on a very nice upward trend. But what they do is outside of my scope of understanding. You know, it's like some level of management related stuff, project planning, and not exactly things I really look into, but especially from here onward, like May 13th, they have just been skyrocketing on a very slow and easy pace, pointing up today as well, as we can see. What else is really trending? Atosa is still here, CTXR is still here. I already have my note on MLND that I want to pick up a good spot on this, but I can't really pick up too much of a spot on it, but I will. Me actually, I kept the tab open because I didn't write it down, so let me write it down. We looked at MLND I think last week on Friday, and there was definitely something about it that was supposed that definitely caught my eye, and then I was like, I'm gonna grab a big position on this. What did I see? What did I see? Oh, these are all the people that are happy about it. MLND. Man, they're going through some crazy investigation shit. What were they actually working on? See, any of these, when groups of stocks have a law firm investigating them all of a sudden, it usually means that they're about to make a really big move, and anyone that's an insider that's holding the stock is going to get in trouble. You know, like if I work for a company and I know that company is about to release something that's going to make that company go skyrocket. Okay, so it's mainly just a merger. Not sure what it was. was so intrigued by, but I would want to grab a position, if anything, at the 150 range where that it's at right now. If it starts going much higher, then I'll just let it go for now. Oh, that's so cool when things fall and they disappear. Alright, so anyway, that has always been very intriguing to me when something falls and then it bounces in such a way that it completely disappears. QD. What is QD doing? It's a pretty cheap stock. Pretty cheap, but very shaky. Looking like a scalping stock. Buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. Don't see anything crazy about it though. Oh, I'm also curious to see how all those blockchain related stocks are doing. Yeah, so the blockchain related stocks, any stock that has to do with crypto sinks when crypto sinks. And that is what we're seeing here. What this also means that if there comes a time when crypto is about to start flying, yeah, there you go, look at that. Big fall. When crypto starts flying, this guy also starts flying big time. So Riot, Mara. Oh, Riot, there you go. That's the other guy. Yep, doing the same thing. So all of these guys, so it's like if you play with the crypto world, you wanna buy crypto and buy this at the same time if you think that that is the time when crypto is gonna go up, right? Because obviously you want to buy crypto at the bottom, and we haven't really been able to identify the bottom. I mean, it's always hard to identify where the bottom is, right? You predict it. Last time I bought Litecoin, it was at like 154. Was really hoping it would hold the 150 range, and it did not. It failed to hold the 150 range. So after that, you know, now today we're looking at Litecoin is at 130. That's my average is 173 because did not anticipate this to happen. Last time I bought it was at 154 bucks. I also bought it at 162, but it's been, now it's at 130, which is like a significantly better price to buy it at. But again, none of this was truly anticipated. It was somewhat known, you know, because we all know what's happening with China banning crypto and all that. But hopefully now what we're looking for is that it doesn't go below the lowest it's had over here. But again, at this point where it's free falling, it's free falling pretty hard. But we all hold and wait for the day it comes back to that ginormous $300, $400 or wherever. So, you know, unless crypto is going to die, I'm not too worried. And I don't think crypto is the type of thing that can die anymore. There was a time when it could die, but not anymore. It's not really something that's supposed to die anymore. Torchlight's still chilling. There you go. AEI starting to do its thing again. $8 flat now. It just jumped from $7.81 to $8. Yeah, so it's probably gonna do that thing again. This since I already saw it do it in the morning, I wasn't sure if it would do it again. That it was making its breaks to 820. I could try to do a quick play on this. Let's try 50. Yeah, money for that. We'll try to get rid of this at like the 820 I've already seen it go to. If the price doesn't really hit, I'll still continue holding it because artificial intelligence, like this one stock has been doing really well ever since its IPO. Like it's been killing it pretty well, so it's not really something at a threat or anything like that. You know, it was pretty new, just listed May 4th, and ever since they got listed, it's been pretty much stable. And then all of a sudden, once they got what, they listed themselves obviously because they knew they were about to do something really good, and they have clearly almost tripled now. There was a time it was $3, and now it's about to hit $9 sometimes. So I'll play along with this, get a couple bucks off of this. Remember that as crypto is sinking, so is my main profile. So I have less to work with, but the less that I have to work with, what I'm going to show here is no matter what you have to work with, you can make it grow. So I'm going to make it grow. I'm going to regrow whatever I can with the funding I'm working with until I wait for crypto to come back up. And at the same time, I'll obviously also be announcing things for everyone else who isn't stuck with their money in crypto or something else. $835, $840. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a sell at $840. $840 was a good one. Oh, wait, I forgot to check the box. Forgetting to check the box is a problem on Robinhood. Why do you really have a box? Obviously, I'm submitting an order. I want it to be fulfilled. That was like a little scalp moment right there. Like had it actually sold at 840, when it came back down to 815, just right there, I could have picked it up again. Drive it up. Alright, that should fill now. Let's see. Went to 845. Yeah, alright, so that's sold. So we got our little plus for the day right there, right? So I bought it at $8.04. Had I had a significantly bigger amount of money to invest, yeah, that 36-cent increase would have been much more, but it was $18 here, right? If I invested a lot more, it could have been 1,800, 18,000, depending on how many shares I bought, obviously. So this is why you usually want to consider percentage-wise gain. And obviously this was a pretty small percentage gain too, but again, usually if you invest like say $20,000 into a stock and it goes up 36 cents like that, that's a really big return. So yeah, 36 cents gain right there on each stock. I want to make this get as close to 1,000 today without really selling anything I'm holding, because nothing I'm holding has become green enough yet, and they have their reasons to become green that I am confident on, so I'm going to continue holding them. AMC is playing around. AMC has found a new balance. It's like last week it was mainly sitting at around the 50s. Now it's actually sitting at around the 60s, which is very interesting. So it has support at that point right there. Telomerase inhibitors. Yeah, I mean, this pharma stock, all the things they're working on is for blood leukemias, like hematologic. So these are like white blood cell cancers that can occur, different kinds of leukemias. Telomerase is actually the guy that adds a little something at the end of your DNA so that every time your DNA replicates, it doesn't break. And it's practically, to sum it up, related to immortality. So cancer cells are in a sense immortal because of telomerase. If you use a telomerase inhibitor, you stop that. So now when the cancer cell keeps replicating, it'll eventually break its DNA and die. In theory, it sounds like something that'll work beautifully, but it unfortunately doesn't. I haven't looked at what that medication is, but they're working on obviously something very good, because they have had pretty good, nice and easy spikes, if anything. But it's looking like it's pointing down right now, and if anything, I would want to grab a pretty safe spot on this, maybe around 150, not around here. If we look at them real quick, so it soared 30% that one day. Bone marrow cancer treatment. What did I write about it? Yeah, I wrote that I would want to buy it definitely under $2 at some point. But looking at the long run it's had, like it's usually trending at like 140. And if you look at the whole month, that's usually its safe spot. It had a moment and multiple times throughout where it was worth much higher because of, I guess, news on progress. But they haven't made actual progress like FDA approval or some medication that yielded positive results, you know, something like that. So I would want to grab it at where it usually is, which is the 140. So if I am bag holding it, I'll be bag holding it at where it usually is. So I wouldn't be at like a massive loss or anything like that. So let me actually update that price real quick. I have another pen here. Not under $2, but preferably I put it in parentheses. 140. It's a good price to enter on that. I have a whole list of shit I'm gonna be watching. Might be adding more funds, but not into here. I'll probably be, because I'm trying to transfer over to webull, right? So I'll probably be adding more funds over there before I make any moves. This is staying stable. Okay, so now it's on its way down. So we took a nice little gain here. I would wait to see where it falls down. I'm also excited to see what happens as soon as the market opens with this, because, you know, right around here was one of the times I did buy it, and this entire, you know, day, you can see from like 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. it didn't do shit. And then it was very disappointing that the next day, you know, it practically doubled. And then after that, it kept having its days, and it's on such a nice trend that it will continue to trend in that manner for now, at least for now. You know, let me see. Yeah, so the first time I actually did buy it was at $5. You know, and then I was able to sell it at $6. Kept happening. 650. It looks like I sold at 650 at this point right here. You know, and then this part right here is definitely a part where I took an L because I thought that was it for this, but then it went to $8 and it kept happening, right? So I kept buying it, sold it at a good plus. So I've definitely, overall with ALF, I am in the plus range. Once, you know, I think if anything, I would want to get back in on this at $8 if I could, just like I bought it earlier today. But I don't know if it's actually I mean, it's not that far from it. It should be able to fall down to $8 again. I'll submit that in, pick it up at 8, see where it goes from there, drive it around, maybe even try to hold it a little longer, long term. I wouldn't want to try to grab this at too much of a spot because I'm working with a small fund now. Let's see. Overall, I'm not gonna lie, looking like a pretty quiet morning amongst the various alerts that I usually get. On its way to 3. dumps that occur. It's always so weird. And over the weekend, it seems it really took off. Last I sold this was at 146. I had a spot in it at 140 that I could have been holding. Not sure if I would want to get in at this price. A call on ALF. No, I don't have a position in Torch. I do not have a position in Torch. And I'm usually not a fan of trying to get a position in anything after it flies off already. That's like asking to get burned most times. But it might be worth getting a position in Torch, I'm not sure. You know, ALF, I definitely feel like it's gonna go up. It might actually be at like $10 by the end of the week, possibly even more based off of what success news they put on, because the artificial intelligence vision platform that they are trying to push for is the futuristic thing that everyone kind of talks about. So 2 more minutes until the market opens. We'll see if this takes a little dip down. Because it looks like my order is going to get filled pretty soon. And then hopefully as soon as market opens, it'll fly up and then, you know, probably fluctuate throughout the morning. So we'll see what it does with that aspect. We already got in earlier and sold at 840. Now we're back in. Maybe we could sell it again at 840, 850. We saw it go to 845 for like a quick second. So 1 more minute until the market opens up, and then we'll see what. So market opening is very critical for the people that don't really spend much time trying to, you know, sell and buy pre-market. They just buy when the market opens. So, you know, depending on their type of trader and what kind of account they're working with. But, you know, with all the hype it has, I mean, there's no harm in trying to pick up like maybe a very tiny spot. We'll just pick up 10, just to ride it along. Because since I am working with a small funding now, everything is small. So gains are small, losses are small. We can play around with it, see what happens. At least I'll get to be a part of it. So I'm in at average cost of $9 with 10 of them. Alright. Then we see where this goes. This might be like a tiny spot I'll hold long term just to see where Torch actually skyrockets. And yeah, there you go. So it's like already right now, look at that. That's beautiful. That's like an immediate paper handing moment right there, because when something starts to boom like that, imagine this was a bigger spot I took, right? Like if I had the funding I usually have available, right at opening it's already starting to do some pretty things. We'll try to get out of it at 950, maybe buy back in later on. What's happening with ALF? ALF is going down as soon as market opened. Okay, that's perfectly fine. That's probably the sell orders from all the people that were hyped up about it. That'll come back up, that's not a problem. I wish you could sell things as soon as you could think about it. Like you think about it and the sell order goes through. That'd be wonderful. Because if it had sold at 950, I could have bought back in at 9 again, or 915 or whatever. See what it does. But you see how weird times are. Like it was sitting pretty stable. It was pointing upwards, instantly skyrocketed, but then it fell down just as quickly as it skyrocketed, which is just what's happening lately. These are all the people that are selling. They're just selling and they're just getting out of it because they're happy with what they have and maybe they want to put it somewhere else. But I would imagine that by 12 and then again by like 1 p.m. Eastern, it's just gonna be really high up. Also, ALF kind of has been like that, right? You can see like it has its moments of falling and then all of a sudden goes up again, just falls. You know, it hasn't been on a strong single-minded trend. Oh, it filled. My sell order filled. So I sold from 9 to 950. Look at, so we've had a 40-cent, 36-cent gain earlier on each stock, and a 50-cent gain on each stock right here. Working with small funds too. Like if I wasn't invested into Litecoin with 300 Litecoins over there, I would have significantly more funding available to grab much bigger positions, where a 50-cent gain would probably translate into like $5,000 right away. You know, which I've done in earlier this month. But money is stuck. Money is stuck in these guys up here. Money is stuck in Litecoin. So we are just chilling, taking little gains here and there, trying to grow our overall available funding to $1,000. Oh, some of it is in ALF right now. Right. Let's move AMC over because this is too high of a point for me personally to try to play around with AMC. I'd be very careful because AMC is also under the eyes of a lot of the opposition, and this can get knifed down to 50 instantly. How much are ALF options? Let me just check real quick. You know, you want to be careful with the risk aspect, that's all. But oh, I'm not. Oh, right, I don't have enough funding available to actually try making an option call. But go for it and you know, good luck. Look, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna go up. I'm pretty certain it will. It continuously has been going up, and I'm sure it will go up. So feel free to share how that goes too, or check out the Discord, and I'd love to see the option you put in there, as well as a let's grab this. I'd love to see the call option you make and then how it goes later on. Yeah, join us. I'm trying to populate this in the most natural way, by the way, so it's not like full of 10,000 fake bots. Alright, it's back to $9 again. So I literally just invite people one by one rather than like kind of spam accounts and whatnot. If you start spamming to get your Discord filled, you're just gonna have it filled with a bunch of people that don't actually care about what's happening. I want to get it at 9. The way this is acting and the fact that it's not knifing, it is kind of looking like it'll go to possibly $10 today. By the way, SPY has been just sinking too. People are enjoying the calls they have on this too. All their put options getting filled and whatnot. Over the last week, it's been just dying. Why is it taking so long to load? LKCO playing around. This might make it to 3 if it's actually staying balanced like that. Yeah, look at this guy. Wow. It was almost 425. It's been falling. This might actually not fall too much though, but overall, with S&P and everyone else not having good futures, everything has kind of been sinking. Ooh, ALF 735, significantly cheaper now. I would want to see where it goes to and maybe grab another, whatever I can afford at the lower price. So when stocks open, one of two things happen, as we've clearly just witnessed. Either this happens, which happened with ALF, or the other thing that we saw happen with TRCH happens, where it goes up to 950. Those are the two types of things that you have to consider will happen before you buy a position. So let's see here. We're gonna try to see if we can just grab a small position here too, because it is pointing up. It's pointing up. It's looking pretty promising. And if it goes to 3, we'll take that. This might go ahead and make a move right now too. If you have faith, you have a couple seconds to buy this right now. TRCH, I'm waiting for it to come back to 9 again. Maybe I'll hold a position there. ALF, if it keeps sinking, I mean, now that I'm working with smaller positions and smaller funding, I'm not too worried about this anymore. Like, it's okay. It can sink. It'll come back up. $40 loss. I'm not gonna sell and make it a realized loss. I had a nice tiny gain out of it today anyway. I'll continue holding until it becomes a gain again. Or PH, no reason for me to sell this either. I'll continue holding. It's a pretty sexy stock with weird shit, so you never know when it'll fly again. It's also a pretty decent spot, so I'm not too worried about that. Torchlight under $9. Here we go. So let's grab a position. All right, I bought something, right? Let's just do 20 then, and we'll just ride this up a little bit again, assuming it does go up again. Sell it. LKCO, yeah, so LKCO is starting to break out from its typical standing. So we've got positions in these two and TRCH. Okay. And that's basically it for today. So I'll keep updating shit on the Discord channel, see what things are happening throughout the day. And then hopefully things go pretty well. Let's see. Thanks a lot for joining today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.